Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Wellness Wave. My name is Pharmacist Nkechi Ogunjiofor. I am your host on this show. The Wellness Wave is a recurring series of events. It's a safe space where we have to come to regain our mental health, to be more in charge, and to relieve burdens, loads that are unnecessary. So, thank you once more for making our time to be on this episode today. I am passionate about mental health, and that is the whole essence of this event, to help people to regain their mental health. And the approach is taking it from the preventive aspect, looking into our spaces and know what challenges us most of the time and trying to really address these issues. So I'm really glad you're here today. Before we begin, let's take a gentle pause together. If you're able to settle into your seat, relax your shoulders, and take a slow, deep breath. Breathe in slowly and gently breathe out. Yes, release. You've made a space to be here today, and that is what really matters right now, okay? And please know that this session is not about fixing yourself. It's not about rushing into the next year or putting pressure on yourself to become what you are not or to become more. Rather, this is a safe human space to slow down. Today, we're going to gently remind ourselves and reflect on this year that is ending, not with judgment, no, with absolute compassion. Yes, we'll talk about forgiveness, especially forgiving ourselves, and about releasing what no longer serves us, releasing all the burdens that we're carrying. We don't want to carry it to the next year, okay? And then together we're going to explore we can set humane goals that can serve us in 2026. Okay? We need this. And then we'll also talk about how to be there, how to answer questions. So all I need is to bring in your presence here and your honesty. And if you have a journal, it might be handy. So let's begin calmly and intentionally, also kindly. Thank you once again for joining this event today. Precious, it's a pleasure to have you on this program today. And as you are joining, you can reach out. Let me know where you're joining from. My eyes are always on the comment section. Let me know where you're joining from. Tell me your name, your country you're joining from. And please, this is going to be an interactive section. Yes, Mr. Ozogu, welcome. Welcome to the event. Precious, Chinedu, I can see you all. Peter, tell us where you're joining from and be ready to have an interactive section with me today. Before I start, let me tell you a story about a woman. For the purpose of this program, let's call her Amina. Yeah. A few days ago, I spoke with her. She's really in her 40s and very capable, well-respected woman in her space. Somebody that people look up to, people rely on her. And I asked her a simple question. How are you really ending this year? Suddenly, she went quiet. This is somebody who is vibrant, and we were talking and releasing all the energy, exchanging all the pleasantries and all that. But when I asked her that simple question, how are you really ending this year? She went quiet. Then, after a long pause, I really had to wait for her. She said, I don't feel proud. I feel tired. I met some goals quite alright. I missed others. And in her words, she lost some people emotionally, made some decisions that she keeps replaying in her mind, feeling that she didn't make the best of decisions. And she said, honestly, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with all that before the next year starts. I don't know, can somebody relate to this in the audience? If you have any comment on this, put it in the comment section. My eyes are there. She told me she had a long list of goals for the next year: career goals, financial goals, investment plans, personal goals, and all that. But every time she looks at this list of goals, she feels heavy instead of hopeful. Does that describe you? Is that talking to you? This is because, not that this woman is lazy. I tell you, she's a respectable career woman. She's hardworking. And where she's operating right now, she got there simply because she's a disciplined person. And she's carrying so much unresolved emotional weight from this year heading towards the next year. She hadn't paused to reflect. She hadn't forgiven herself for the goals she missed this year. And she hadn't released all the pressure that she had to catch up. And she was trying to move forward while carrying this load, this heavy load. And maybe, just maybe, someone can relate to this. So before we go further, let me ask you, my dear esteemed audience, do you need any of this? Okay, let me ask you some, maybe one or two questions. One is, what is one thing from this year that you're still carrying mentally or emotionally? Is it a regret, a disappointment, exhaustion, guilt for some things, you unmet expectations? You can share in the comments. Tonight is going to be about not just rushing blindly into the next year. It's about decluttering what doesn't serve us any longer. So if you have found yourself in this space today, I will say kudos. Yes, Onome, I can see you, I can feel you. Thank you so much for making our time to be here. Let's dive in right now. Year-end mental declutter. Reflect, forgive, and set Humane 2026 goals. This is our topic for today, and it's a well thought out topic. First of all, why do we need mental decluttering? Why does it matter? Number one, mental clutter reduces our focus and productivity, to start with. Then we have a lot of emotional baggage that prevents growth and happiness. Just picture yourself on a marathon. You're running, but you have a load, quite some heavy load on your head. How will it be? How will it look like? Are you going to make progress? Emotional baggage are like loads that will slow us down, prevent our growth and happiness. Then intentional reflection also creates space for new opportunities. Yes, we need to reflect to create space for new opportunities staring us in the face. And that is why we are having this event or program this evening. And you have made a right decision to be here. Okay? Let me know how you're feeling about being here. So we're talking about reflection, forgiveness, and setting human goals. Let's start with the first step, which is reflections. Reflection is all about trying to understand our journey so far. where we're started and where we're heading to, and taking in all the all the opportunities, all the strong points, everything that we have gathered already so far along our way. We want to identify our wins and accomplishments for the year so far. Whether they are big or small, we want to identify, reflect on them. What are some points that were key to these successes? Even the very little ones, reflect on them. Secondly, we want to recognize challenges and patterns that are repeated while on the journey of 2025. Yes, we want to recognize the challenges. Some we overcame them, some we couldn't. Yes, let's recognize them. Remember, we are reflecting, okay? Then journal your thoughts or talk to a trusted confidant. Yes. Don't be ashamed. And remember, you're not judging yourself. Don't judge yourself, please. Self-reflection is very important because we want to see ourselves in our current circumstance, appreciate and absorb all the mistakes, all the wins, big, small, and then we will work with them. So if you have not done your self-reflection, please can you note it down in your jotter? You're going to reflect. Remember, reflection helps us to identify our wins, our accomplishments, big and small. They help us to remember and recognize challenges that we've passed through in this year and some patterns that are repeating. Then journal your thoughts. Talk to a close confidant, a close friend, okay? Next, step 2, forgive yourself and others. You know, at times we make these mistakes that we feel like knocking our head for because we can't come to terms why we could have made such a mistake. Does it happen to you? How can you relate to this? Please let me know. Unfulfilled goals, Mr. Uzogu, thank you so much for sharing that. The pain of giving more to others than to yourself. Yes, this is very practical. I'm very happy that people are really giving me the response that I need. Yes, thank you, Victoria. Thank you so much for joining us. Yes, you can relate with this. Thank you so much, Drone. Thank you, everybody on this call today. So let us see what we can gain from forgiving. First of all, we've made a mistake. The first step, acknowledge the mistakes we have made without judgment. The reason why it's a mistake is that you didn't know it, right? If you had known the right thing, you wouldn't have decided to do the wrong one, which is a mistake that you have regretted in the past. Acknowledge it, but don't judge yourself. Okay? Then release the resentments that follows the mistake you have made. Try to release them. Try to free them off your mind. Okay? Even grudges that are weighing you down. You might have grudges against friends, family, colleagues, yourself. Please release them. Try to release them. Just think about letting the air out of a blown balloon that you tied. Release those resentments and grudges. Then practice self-compassion to be able to move forward peacefully. So this will help you to forgive yourself, forgive others, acknowledge mistakes. Yeah, there are mistakes, okay? So acknowledge them without judgment. Release all the resentment, all the grudges you have. Then practice self-compassion. You need to be kind to yourself. By the time you learn to be kind to yourself, it helps to ease your mental health. It adds to your mental health and eases your tension. You feel better clarity, better focus, and more energized to take the next step. Then step 3, we're going to talk about setting humane goals for 2026, goals that will serve you, not drain you. Here, focus on progress, not perfection. For instance, are you trying to lose weight? Focus on the small progress you are making, implementing your meal plan, your new meal plan, taking a step more than you are doing every other day. Those small progress, focus on them. You don't expect to be perfect immediately. No. Then include emotional, mental, and relational goals, not just professional goals. Most times when we are setting the goal for the next year, most of us, we focus on professional goals as secular goals, you know. We might be business people, we might be entrepreneurs, we might be secular people, we working maybe full time. We are focusing on goals that are only professional, how to get to the next level, how to take this course, how to increase my capital base, and all that. Not that they are bad, no, but these are not the only goals you should focus on. You should focus goals that will nurture you emotionally. For instance, set some goals on how to handle issues. If you're on this call and you didn't watch or you've not watched my last live event, I discussed on it extensively. So you might check up the video, okay? It's available on my YouTube channel. So try to learn how to manage your emotions. Set goals. Okay, I'm used to anger storms. For this year, next year, I'm going to set a goal on how to relate in anger situations, how to slow down, how to really be in charge of the situation. These goals can help you a lot. They can help you, and also set goals that you can relate to. Your goals shouldn't be something you read somewhere online that works for some people. They might not serve you, okay? So when setting the goals, look inwards. Yes, look inwards. I'm a strong advocate of mindfulness. Look inwards. Learn what serves you and set goals that you can relate to. Okay, not some beautiful goals that works for somebody somewhere, you know. Then make your goals to be realistic, actionable, and kind to your well-being. Okay, yes, when the goals are realistic, they are easier to meet up to, you know. And when they are actionable, when there are things that can fuel your well-being, that can really lighten you up, not weigh you down, they'll be easier to relate to. Thank you so much. Am I making sense? Let me know. My eyes are in the comment section at this moment. I want to I want to know how you're feeling about this event so far. Drop your comments. Thank you so much, Julius. Thank you for joining this event today. Okay. So while we are setting these goals, please note them out that we have to focus on progress, not just perfection. We're not looking for perfection, okay? Then we have to set goals that are not just professional goals, goals that will help us emotionally and mentally, and also goals that are realistic, okay? Yes, goals that are realistic. These are some of the considerations we have to make when we are setting these goals. Then, as usual, we have tools for mental clarity. Yes, in case you get caught up with some challenges, we want to draw back, remember what we've learned in the past, how to feel our mental clarity. Remember the tools I've shared in the past, tools like daily journaling. When you get back home, journal, write down key notes, key takeaway points for your day. Then reflection prompts. Write this down, you know. Don't just store everything up there. Write them down. The act of writing them down is releasing some energy and helping you to really imprint them in your mind. Then remember the meditation and breathing exercises. Okay? Meditation and breathing exercises that can help you to manage tense situations, periods of stress, periods where you might be thrown off balance. Just meditate, you know. In my previous videos, I've shared some meditation tools, you know, and breathing exercises that you can use to make yourself to be calm, to allow your mental clarity to set in. Then remember, digital detox. Yes, we are going to take it into this new year. Digital detox is a program I handled some weeks back. You can look up the video if you've not watched it already. We want to detox ourselves digitally, you know. Our digital space, our digital time should be selective to only events and programs that serve us, not events or things that will make us to get agitated or mindlessly scrolling endlessly on our devices. Reduce information overload. Yes. Only those information that you need to serve you in your space are the ones that are only necessary for you. Then mindful prioritization of tasks. Most times we're setting out in the day, in the morning, we have tasks lined up. We want to get to do this all throughout the day. So we have to prioritize. Like I always say, mindfulness will tell you to do the task that needs the most demanding task at your peak times. Like in the morning, let's say you get to your workplace, your big business place, you're still full of energy. So those demanding tasks should be what you can start handling at that peak point. You know, prioritize your task, okay? All this will help you to maintain high mental clarity. And when you have high mental clarity, your productivity soars. You will be in charge of your mental health and you will be able to carry out your daily activities without getting stressed out or fagged out so easily. Okay? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I can see your comments. Yes. Goals that are realistic, action kind of to your well-being. Yes, they are very important. I'm happy you caught that. Thank you so much. Then the next thing we need to do after we have seen how we can reflect, self-reflection, how we can learn to forgive ourselves, forgive others, and how we can set realistic goals for 2026. We should now integrate all these things together. How will you do that? First of all, on a weekly basis, try to review, try to reflect on what you have achieved. Yes. Or let's say the reflections that you have made, try to review them because, like I told you, write them down. When you have them down every week, you review them, you go through them. Oninechi, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate. Thank you for joining. You reflect, you review these reflections every week. Then your goals, you revisit them monthly. When you revisit them, it's an assessment time for you. Check where you are, check what next needs to be done. And remember, celebrate whatever small achievements you made. Yes, celebrate yourself because it is not easy. Then, no matter how small it is, celebrate these goals that you are achieving. And remember, when you do all this, it will help you to be in your best for this coming year. Declutter, yes, really declutter. So do well to step into 2026 light and free. Don't carry that load. In Nigeria, we call it gbese. At times gbese talks about financial burdens, but it's not only that. The gbese that you might be carrying might be mental one, it might be emotional ones. They are all things that reduces from you. So whatever gbese it is that you're carrying, you're going to start shedding them gradually before the year winds down. So that when you're stepping into 2026, you're stepping in light. So, what are some practical tips I will leave you with? First of all, taking 15 minutes daily to reflect and reset. When you get home, just stop somewhere in a quiet corner of the house, alone, reflect on your daily endeavors, on your daily achievements, okay? Then reset. Resetting is all about absorbing the things you didn't do well. Try to let go and try to, forgive yourself for not doing it. That will help you to be on the best frame the next day. So every day, 15 minutes, try to reflect and reset. Then release all the mental clutter from the past. Release them. They are such a heavy load. Please release them because we want to step into 2026 very light, very free. Okay? Then commit to your humane goals that nourish your mind and your soul. Remember, I said our goals should not be all about our professional goals, mental goals, emotional goals, things that will serve us. Okay? So that is it. I hope I am very, very clear on this. So I want us to do some self reflections and affirmations right now. So wherever you are, you join from this program. I have some affirmations. The reason for these affirmations is to put you in the mood to take action. So repeat silently, not loud, in your mind. First of all, I will release whatever that no longer serves me. Tell yourself, I will release whatever that no longer serves me. That is number one. Then tell yourself, I honor how far I've come, even if the journey was not perfect. I honor how far I have come, even if the journey was not perfect. Tell yourself a third one, I forgive myself for what I didn't know then. Yeah, the forgiveness aspect. I forgive myself for what I didn't know then. I choose clarity over pressure. I hope you are doing this gently as I'm saying them one after the other. At the end of the affirmations, you'll be in the mood to take action. Yes, to step in, to start releasing those, to start the decluttering immediately from this evening. I chose clarity over pressure. I set goals that respect my mental health and my humanity. Yes, repeat this after me. I set goals that respect my mental health and my humanity. I enter the year 2026 lighter, wiser, and kinder to myself. I enter the year 2026 lighter, wiser, and kinder to myself. If you forget any of these affirmations, you can play the replay later so that you can really catch up with them. You can use them repeatedly to set yourself, to put yourself in the mood of taking action, to declutter before the new year sets in. So as we are gradually coming to the end of this session, I want you to remember this. You are not behind. Even though you didn't meet your goals for 2025, you are not behind. You are not broken. And you don't need to rush to become someone else this new year. You want to be intentional. You want to be yourself. You want to focus on things that serves you, not things that drain you. And as you step back into your everyday mood, I want you to carry this gentleness with you, this being kind to yourself. If starting from today, you'll be able to write down everything you have learned from this event and start to go through them, they will be fixed in your minds, because this session is a support I am offering you so that you will enter the year 2026 lighter with a better mental clarity and focus. Thank you for choosing who you are today. And I really want to tell you something, that you are unique. Yes, you are unique. You are special. Be proud of our achievements. Forgive yourself and set humane goals. I wish you clarity and calm stepping into the year 2026. So before we come finally to the end of this program, I want you to put in enter any question you have for me here on the comment section. My eyes are there. Do you have any questions for me? You can put it on the comment section. And remember, if you have any question, maybe much later in the day or even the next day, you can always reach out to me on my social media handles. I'll look into them. And anytime, if you're watching this video as a replay, you can also drop your comments. I'll still respond to them. And remember, you can always reach out for my clarity sections. The link to my clarity sessions are on my bio, in case you have any personal issue that you want us to look together. So thank you so much, everybody that made time to honor this invitation to be in this program today. Do you have any question for me? I'm scanning through the comment section. Thank you for all your nice comments. Thank you so much for joining. Any question? We still have a few minutes to take questions before we finally round up. Okay, we're just 2 minutes behind our schedule. Do you have any question for me? Thank you for relating. I can see all the comments in the comment section. Thank you so much. And I'm happy that you made out time to join this event today. Let's make it a date next week. 6 p.m. is another event on another topic that is going to serve you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.